So the other day I was on the internet and I came across a dude named Jason Fladlin, or I don't know if I said your name right, bro. And found out this guy is basically the dude who he's like the guru of gurus, right? Like Alex Hormozy has paid him, Russell Brunson has paid him, Zoom.com has paid him. All these people who basically most of us here on the online space have been looking up to have already paid this guy on how they think the way they think. So really it's like he had all the knowledge and he's actually like less popular than these guys, the guy who wrote this book, but nonetheless most of them are learning or kind of repeating what he taught them. And so I was so intrigued by his videos and I felt like there was so much value in them that I immediately went and bought his book One to Many, right? And then here's the other crazy thing that happened when I bought this book is that I opened it up on Monday yesterday. I recorded this on Tuesday, right? And I read the whole book in one day. Now, there is a little bit of a caveat to this. This book specifically teaches you how to host one to many workshops or webinars better. And I'm happy to host one tomorrow called the Ideas to Income workshop webinar. And so I really wanted to get a little extra edge and provide the most value possible for everybody who's there. So, hey, if that's something you're interested in, we'll see you there. So there was a little bit of extra incentive for me to get this book done so I could try to implement as much of it as I can into the webinar. However, I genuinely, up until this day, believed that I could not read a book in one day. That's pretty crazy. Like I almost cussed right there, but that's pretty crazy for me, right? I frequently am on my phone. I get distracted. Oftentimes, I love reading. I definitely have seen the value. We've talked about the value of personal development books. I've read many books from things like Think to Grow Rich, Dale Carnegie, To Win Friends and Influence People, all the Neville Goddard books, Power of One More by Ed Milet, The Power of Positive Thinking by Vincent Norman Peete, The Alchemist, all these different books, right? But every time I try to read the book, I usually get sleepy. And so I've been carrying around this belief that if I read a book, I'm going to fall asleep. And that's why I usually would do it before bed, thinking that 10 pages was about all that I could, handle. And obviously, at the end of reading the book, I realized that's not the case, And upon further really dissecting that, I realized, I probably read every day all types of information when I'm scrolling through my phone. And I have zero problems watching very long technical, how-to tutorial videos when it comes to things like website design, offer design, other things of that nature. And so I had this sudden realization that maybe I've been holding this belief that reading was difficult when the whole time I could have been smacking out books in one day this entirety of the year. And if I had known that, I probably would have read more. And so, well, the reason I made this video and the whole reason I brought up this point is because there are probably some things you are thinking, believing, and truly identifying with that are just flat out not true. They're not. And the worst part is about these things is not only are they not true, but the longer that you continue to go forward believing these things, the longer you have to deal with the consequences of being in that identity. Now, I can tell you, as somebody who does personal development, as somebody who talks to a lot of business owners, the reason why we made this video called The Dark Truth of Successful People is because most successful people don't understand that just because you've been successful believing what you have been, if you could believe a new thing, there could be a new level right waiting for you. Sometimes, you know, some of the most successful people I know, I'm shocked at the things that they don't know. And then more importantly, the things that they know that aren't true. I was just talking to one of my friends who has a little over 65,000 followers on Instagram and has no idea how to track new followers. Right? I said, hey, look, how many new followers are you getting every day? He said, how do you track that? Look, there's people who don't know anything and they don't know, but they're still successful despite that. And that what this the whole takeaway, the point is because no, it's like, okay, so what's the point? Is that like, dude, sometimes you don't need to learn anything new. You just need to unlearn the bullshit that is stopping you from taking the correct amount of action. I thought it was hard to read a book, but I was wrong. And because of reading a book and because of overcoming that belief, I'm able to now live, move, and get a different result that is better because I changed my views, but I can't change my views until I unlearn. And how do you learn? You have to get exposed to the new idea. So as I was reading the book, the main thing that triggered this new sensation in my thought process and this new way that I thought about my skills was that I had put on deep focus music and I was locked in. And it had been about 1 hour reading when I realized that I had read 100 pages. And I have never seen the page count, like the number of pages that I was on, move that quickly. Now, this could be a shout out to Jason and how good he is at writing the book and how practical it was and easy to digest. But it also has something to say that when you get confirmation that you can do something, it's much like the 4 minute mile from Roger Bannister, right? It used to think it was impossible to run a mile in under 4 minutes. After the first human did it, 14 other ones did it the year after. Every year before that, they believed the smartest people on the world would tell you, no, you can't run a 4 minute mile or under a 4 minute mile. Right now, we got all types of crazy fast people doing that. So once you unlearn and then once you get exposed to a new level, you are much more likely to have to stay in truth. Do you know how hard it is to go back to knowing that I can't read? Like I'm never gonna be able to tell myself, hey, reading is hard or you can't finish this. I'm now after I started to look at it, it's like, hey, I could map out every single Monday to knocking out a new book. How much more knowledge would I have in a year? How much more effective for my clients would I be? How much better content would I make if I pledge myself to this new skill that I didn't realize? I'm 29 years old. I'm almost 30, right? It's been a couple decades. I didn't know I could read like that. And so sometimes you just have to unlearn, get exposed to a new idea, so that way you can truly realize the potential that you have right now. Not the potential you need to add skills, not down the road, right now. Much like a sculpture hiding in a slab of rock, we just need to reveal what's already inside. Well, I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Hey, listen, again, tomorrow I'm hosting a free workshop, The Ideas to Income. It doesn't matter if you are already in business and you've been thinking about launching a new offer or a new way or a new pattern in your business and you're still scared, you kind of tapping around. Look, the link to join our workshop for free is in the description. And if you want to work with me one-on-one to scale your business, remove limiting beliefs, then you can do that with the other link below and apply. But you need to be doing about 10 to 20K per month because it is an investment and we do print money out here. So again, peace, love, and prosperity. I'll see you guys on the next one.